Volaris presenta De Estreno, especial Fórmula 1, la película. Volaris, ¿lo quieres? Lo tienes.
Fine, it's a group sport, and so many elements have to come together. The planets have to practically align to make a really good film. And this one did. This one seemed blessed to me because it wins on all fronts, and couldn't be happier with the end result.
Con Gaby Cam y Javier Ibarreche.
Thank you for having me again, and welcome to Estreno. Actually, we're celebrating 1 year, so it's quite, it's an honor for me to be here celebrating a year of our show. And I have this question for you, Brad, because Carlos Sainz once said that a driver is just as good as his last race, and I actually believe that to be true. How do you guys, but especially you, how do you reset yourself? Because they have to keep going no matter what happens on a race.
You mean between films, kind of? Because it's funny, because actors, we say the same thing. You're only as good as your last movie.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's really good to have one in the can before the last one comes out.
That's what I figured. Like, bank one really quickly.
No, it's not. It's fine. It's a group sport, and so many elements have to come together. The planets have to practically align to make a really good film. And this one did. This one seemed blessed to me because it wins on all fronts, and couldn't be happier with the end result.
Do you reset? Yeah, especially when something flops, because you have to.
Well, life isn't all about your career, There's other things in life besides your Come on, there's nature.
Oh, what's nature?
Come on. There is more. And then also, you know what? Sometimes that's maybe what he thinks. But like, I look at someone's entire career. I don't look at their last thing. I think of the person as a whole. And that's...
No, drivers, they do have it tough. It get so hard on it. They take probably more shit than even actors do. Like they got a thicker skin than even us. But they get the next week or the next 2 weeks to rewrite that, and it's a constant. It seems to be a constant journey of big wins and painful losses, and that seems to be the trajectory, of the racing season. But they seem to shake it off and get ready to the next race, win or lose.
Me parece que fue hecho Carlos Sainz quien dijo en algún momento que un piloto solo es tan bueno como su última carrera, ¿no? Que eso es lo que la gente se queda, y la película también lo dice. ¿Pasa lo mismo en el mundo del cine? O sea, de pronto si algo falla en una película, ¿eso es lo que la gente recuerda? ¿O cómo lo vives tú como actor?
Sí, yo creo que estamos en continua evaluación, ¿no? Y además crecemos frente al público. Vamos aprendiendo nuestro oficio frente al público, y entonces en ese sentido hacemos cosas mejores, peores, más acertadas, menos acertadas, y yo creo que se recuerda lo último que has hecho, sí. Por eso siempre que te enfrentas a un trabajo sientes como que es la primera vez, y es así. Luego ya llega la memoria muscular, ¿no? Y la memoria de que has hecho esto antes, pero hay un miedo, una inseguridad que tiene que ver con no sé cómo se hace esto, porque no sé dónde voy a llegar, si voy a ser capaz de hacerlo como me gustaría, o como como esperan que lo haga. Y eso siempre es bonito, porque te mantiene en un filo, ¿no?
Claro, pero si alguien como tú tiene síndrome del impostor, ¿qué
Que
nos
nos
queda?
queda el impostor,
¿Qué
eso
nos
es.
queda a todos los demás?
Pero es que el síndrome del impostor nos pasa a todos, ¿no? Y que no decaiga, ¿no? Porque eso nos mantiene atentos, ¿no?
Claro, and I love what you did with this story, because Formula One is both a teamwork, but it's also an individual sport. So how did this ongoing conflict help your story?
Well, that's what really drew me to the sport. I mean, I think Formula One is one of the only sports where your teammate can also be your biggest rival. And that's how the sport's constructed. And that's great for drama. So that was kind of the inspiration to build a film in this world, because I thought, the tension between the two drivers on a team would be great, great drama for the audience.
Me encantaría saber, interpretando a este personaje, a Rubén, ¿descubriste que hay similitudes entre la vida de un piloto y la vida de un actor?
No sé si la vida de un piloto y la de un actor, pero sí el hecho de que para que el piloto llegue a la meta, aparte de la destreza, el nervio y la capacidad de ese piloto, hay muchísimo trabajo de muchísimas personas detrás para que ese piloto llegue hasta ahí, ¿no? Hay un trabajo de equipo extraordinario. Y al final todo depende de los accidentes de la vida, de que ese piloto esté en forma, de que no llueva, de que esté enfocado, de que no le lleve la rabia o el miedo. Hay emociones que implican mucho algo tan técnico como es la Fórmula 1, ¿no? Y el aspecto humano es muy importante. Y en ese sentido también un rodaje o esta profesión, el aspecto humano es fundamental. Eh, Todo está hecho como una película como esta tan grande para que funcione todo, pero va a depender de las personas, de las emociones, cómo se lleve a cabo.
Damson, I actually want to ask you because you got to get along with all the actual drivers. Did you find that they have anything in common? Because we see them as fans and they are entirely different, and we create stories in our head like he's a villain, he's a hero. Do they have something in common for you?
Yeah, they all just really love driving, around all of the hoorah and the noise. We say it in our movie, Just Race. I think that is something that I identified amongst all of them. These guys have been driving since they were pops and they still love it just like when they were kids karting. So that's something I think they all just like agree with. And when we did our driver meeting when we all went in there, do you remember? It was something I saw that I didn't know. They actually contribute to the rules of the next season, which was insane to me. I didn't see that.
Yeah, there's a weekly discussion.
Yeah.
So pre-race.
You think they don't
traveling.
talk to each other, but they're actually all like around each other a lot.
And something I really enjoyed about watching the film is that I am a huge Formula One fan, and I felt like I was watching a race. And I love how accurate you were to the actual drivers that appear in the film, like what happens with Kevin Magnussen or Max Verstappen. How did you study them, and how did you make them accurate for a film? Because it's still fiction, but it still feels real for those people.
Well, I embedded myself in the world of Formula One. It's been almost 4 years now, and went to a lot of races and got to meet all the drivers and got to learn a little bit about their personalities. And obviously working with Lewis, he would tell me, some insight as to how other drivers drive. So, how Kevin Magnussen drives. We all know how Max Verstappen drives. So yeah, using those, trying to show a little bit of their personalities on track was something I wanted to put in the film.
And it's amazing. I actually wanted to ask you, did you find any hidden acting skills in any of them?
I mean, they were all really good. I mean, there's a scene with the team principals, with Zach Brown and Fred Vasseur, where they have some real lines and have to play themselves. And I think we were all surprised about how natural they were on camera.
Maybe you want to hire them for another film?
I'd love to. Yeah. Oh, they were great. Everyone was great to work with.
Algo que la gente no sabe, o no mucha gente sabe si no eres fan de la Fórmula 1, es que es un deporte individual tanto como un deporte en equipo.
Sí.
¿Cómo crees que este constante choque favorece a la trama de Fórmula 1 la película?
Yo creo que la relación del personaje de Brad y el mío tiene que ver mucho con lo personal y con cómo los dos hacemos un equipo para luego pedirle a él que ponga lo suyo a favor de ese equipo. O sea, tu talento tiene que servir a algo más grande que a ti mismo. Tiene que servir a un propósito mayor que va más allá de ti, ¿no? Y eso implica sacrificio y dejar lo de uno, la vanidad, el ego, a un lado y saber que está trabajando para algo mucho más grande que él. En ese sentido, creo que la película habla de eso y es bonito. Es un ejemplo de lo que hacemos también en tu profesión o en la mía, ¿no? El hecho de decir, bueno, cuando estoy demasiado atento a lo mío, me sale mal y aparte no estoy haciendo lo que debo hacer. Cuando estoy atento a realmente poner mi grano de arena en ayudar a contar la historia, quizá suceda algo hermoso.
And that leads me to my last question. As actors, how do you control the adrenaline that you're going through to keep acting? Because your body is telling you something, but you have to keep performing while you're shooting a scene.
While driving, I mean, the driving demands so much attention. It's kind of it's actually a nice distraction from the lines. The scenes played, and we had such. We were also driving with expert drivers, Luciano Bachata and Craig Dolby, who I don't know, we could just push and concentrate on the driving, set up the scenario for the scene. We might only get a couple takes at it if we're doing that on a race weekend, but I don't know, it flowed. It was pretty simple. I mean, pretty nice to have the seamless. Yeah, to have the driving to concentrate on.
You'd be wired afterwards, though, a bit.
No doubt.
Right?
No question. No
Yeah, you
question.
were.
Right, when you're about to get into it as well, because we do like 8-10 laps, especially when we were training. But we'd have to, obviously, Brad would go out, then I'd go out. And then the last 2 laps is when you're really like in it. And then they're like, all right.
Box.
No, I know.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Gracias a ti.
Con Gaby Cam y Javier Ibarreche. Volaris presentó De Estreno, especial Fórmula 1, la película. Volaris, lo quieres, lo tienes.